WrestlingPlus.com. WrestlingPlus.com presents Barry and John's Wrestling Spot. So sit down, open your ears, and most importantly, shut the hell up.
What's going on, everybody? This is WrestlingPlus.com, and this is the Barry and John Wrestling Spot. And I am going to ask you the same question I always do. How is it going today, John?
Barry, it is. Wow. You know what? I had good days, I had bad days, and today is a great day because we just got to watch one of the most exciting events that I've seen in a while. You know, this has been a rough couple of years, honestly. You know, COVID-19. We didn't think we would be broadcasting, and it was great to get back to the basics. You know, we've been having an excellent time this year covering things like the Total Action Guaranteed World Cup Tournament, but getting to just have like a regular event, and I don't mean just a regular like everyday event, but a regular event at here at Squared Circle, it just means a lot. And getting to cover Dentro del Sol from Pride of the Mask, I had a great day. I hope you did too.
I did. What an incredible event for Pride of the Mask, Lucha Libre. We've been posting it for the last week and a half that we're going to do this show, covering all the bases here, all the events that happened at Dentro del Sol, and we're here to kind of give a recap of the whole thing. And let's just do what we always do. Let's just jump right into it now. So let's just get on the old card here.
Yeah, well, real quick before we jump into the card, beautiful Cabo San Luchas. Oh my gosh, the Baja California never looked so good. It was really great to be able to have Squared Circle fly everybody out there and, put on one of the best shows I think Pride of the Mask has ever done. But yeah, let's start right at the beginning of the card. The night kicked off with the Army of Two division match between the Calientes taking on Exaltera. What did you think of that match?
Yeah, it's one of those things. It's a shame how it ended. No contest. Exaltera getting disqualified. Just really laying it into the officials, which is just absolutely not tolerated in Pride of the Mask. There's no pride in that. There's no pride in having no contest when you're attacking officials. The Calientes ultra heated over the whole thing. Don Caliente making statements, going right to his Twitter. It's just really laying in deep against Exaltera for their behavior, disgracing Dentro del Sol as an event and a match. It's like, the Calientes, as we know, are two honorable guys. That's things that they've never done and never will do, I would imagine. You just don't. They don't get involved with hurting any officials. I mean, the one official was hospitalized, and Don was just very, thought it was a lot of dishonor on Exaltera. And as we can speculate, Exaltera doesn't care.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, why would they? Why would they, in retrospect, give a damn? The Calientes, the entire family, great people. Very respectable family down here. They're very proud boys. And they have good reason to be. They're great at what they do. And they do a lot of things, and they're great at all of them. Exaltera, they really took it to them because, this whole time it kind of came out of nowhere, and it seemed like they were really just attacking the Calientes for, just being who they are. And then when the match starts, it's all over. It seemed like just a kind of a show of, like, kind of a spit in your face, kind of just disrespect. You know, like, the match doesn't matter. They'll just end it just to end it, just to get Caliente's attention, it seemed like. And unfortunately, the officials are the ones, and the fans, you know, are the ones that pay the price. Deplorable.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, we saw, you know, obviously Juan Caliente got a little frustrated, threw a little couple of furniture around, you know, after the match, and you know, who can blame him? Don having to get control over him. But yeah, honestly, it kind of sucks that the opening would start that way. But you know, it's still a great night, you know, past this little bump in the road.
Yeah, absolutely. And, like, you know, rolling on to the next part of the night, then, there was the number one contendership match for the Panama Championship between Arturo Fuente and La Vida de la Fiesta. You know what? That was a good match. I liked it. You know, a lot of talent there. But, you know, ultimately the ending, Arturo Fuente picks up the W. You know, this is great. This is a great event for Arturo. Not a very good showing for Fiesta. You know, a former Latin American champion. Really just, you know, and I feel bad because, you know, you see him afterwards. And, you know, when there's a winner, there's got to be a loser. There's not participation trophies in this sport, ladies and gentlemen. But, like, Fiesta looked kind of beside himself. You know? Let me ask you. Go ahead. No, you go ahead.
I was just going to say, like, the iced over glazed eyes of Fiesta, you know, he sat there in the ring for what felt like 10 minutes, but was probably only a minute or two. He just seemed to be thinking hard. Maybe thinking hard about the future. Maybe thinking hard about his downslope right now. Feeling like maybe this was the match he could have got back up on the map, you know, and it really stinks. I mean, Arturo's up and coming. Arturo's no slouch, as we say. And Arturo Fuente, he was the man that night. He seemed extremely happy to be keeping his hard-fought Panama champion opportunity, and you know, the elation in him just completely, you know, just overshadowed Fiesta's you know, melancholy sadness in the ring. And you feel for Fiesta, but I can't help but be happy for Arturo in this whole thing.
Exactly. And, like, the good thing about this match was, you know, they were both very respectful to each other. You know, there was no gloating. There was no, like, anger. You know, it just, you know, that's just kind of how it went. Let me ask you this question, Barry. Let me ask you this. Do you think the party is over for Fiesta?
The party may be over. Maybe the party is only, you know, a Fiesta can't happen every day. And I think that maybe that's what's going on. Maybe the Fiesta is only a once a year kind of thing where he gets successful or gets a little bit of a push once a year. It doesn't seem like the party is every day. You know, it seems like the life is out of it. It seems like Fiesta is now just becoming a once a year event, and it's a real shame. It's like we look at a great career, an amazing talent, but could he be thinking about not signing again? Could he think about not quitting? Could he be thinking about going to Super IV or maybe back to Russia? I don't know.
Hanging up the old sombrero. Maybe the Fiesta needs a siesta. I mean, yeah, we haven't seen, you know, since he lost the Latin American Championship, you know, this is reminding me of his days in Russia. But, you know, this isn't Russia. This is Latin America. And, you know, is he going to pick himself back up? I don't know. You know, Fiesta, we'd love to have you on the show. No disrespect. We just want to ask you these questions because we care. We want the answers. We know our fans want the answers.
Absolutely.
Then rolling down the card, next match was Barry. The next match of the night was Doug Tomorrow versus Zero for the Latin American Championship, number one contendership.
Well, I mean, this is just, you want to talk about grudge matches. This defines grudge. This defines what it means to hate. This defines what it means to have malice and anger toward an opponent. I mean, this whole build-up, Zero's mind games. I mean, define mind games and grudge and hate. This is this feud. This is a feud that has been going for quite a while, and as far as we can tell, goes 1,000 years into the future. I mean,
this isn't even a feud. This is a rivalry to the death. It seems like.
I've never seen two guys who have such hatred for each other. I mean, and I don't know, it seems like everything's on the stake every time these two guys get into the ring. Because when they do get into the ring, let's talk about the match itself. The pummeling and beating, and I mean, they were laying it into each other, and of course they're laying it into each other. It's a fight, but it's just deeper. There's no respect. There's no friendship. There's no camaraderie between these two. It's just a general hatred. When these guys get into the ring, the crowd is just in awe at the mind-bending ways these guys are trying to take each other out. It's life or death in there.
Exactly. You know who really deserves credit in this was the official. They kept a cool head, but he looked flustered. How do you get in the middle of two guys that are literally just trying to kill each other and keep it sportsmanlike in a match? But these guys, and here's the thing: two guys like this, guys like Tomorrow, guys like Zero. You don't see a lot of other people talking with them. You don't see them in the back. You don't see them, changing in the locker rooms. These guys are different. They're on a whole different level. They're on a different playing field. They're in a, it's scary, and what's going on now? The way that match ended. Let's get to that. Doug Tomorrow picking up the win, Zero picking up Doug Tomorrow's scarf, the chrono cloth. If you believe the stories, which I don't know, I'm starting to wonder how anyone could not believe, fake news, whatever you want to say, but how anyone could not believe what Doug Tomorrow says is true. I'm starting to be a believer because, we see things that he's doing here, and it's pretty incredible. But taking the chrono cloth, his former wife.
Yeah,
go ahead.
That was us going to get to there. I mean, if you believe what they say, there's literally Doug Tomorrow's wife, the spirit of her, somehow is in the scarf of Tomorrow. So basically, we have a kidnapping after the match with Zero taking control.
An abduction.
Yeah, an abduction, kidnapping, and I mean, we're talking serious things here. I mean, if you're to believe that, if you're one to believe that, I don't know if I am. I know there's a lot of people who do believe it. There's a lot of people who do believe in Tomorrow being from the future, and the fact that the soul or essence of his wife is inside the scarf of Tomorrow. He kidnapped her, and now he has complete control over her. And what does this mean? I mean, are we talking? Remember, that scarf is Tomorrow testifies to. He can go into the time stream. He can go into the future. He can go into the past. He can affect things. I mean, what does this mean? A guy like Zero having that kind of power, I mean, what could he do? I mean, if you go with what we've seen and what he's allowed us to see, he's planning on destroying the future. Again.
I mean, things were dangerous before with Zero having his abilities of what he did, hacking into things, taking over stuff. Now, we could very much be fucked. Sorry to use that language, guys, but I mean, Doug Tomorrow very well could have been the only thing standing in Zero's way from, complete domination. We don't know. And Doug Tomorrow didn't look very good after the match. He won, but he collapsed in the back. What's wrong? Is he okay? I didn't see anything about him seeking medical attention at the trainer's room. So, I don't know.
No, he seems very, very drained, very injured. I mean, and the thing is, with him, I mean, is all his power in that scarf? We can only speculate. And is Zero? I mean, what is it? What does all this mean? I don't know. But it's almost as if even though Zero lost the match, he kind of won the match by obtaining that scarf in a lot of ways.
Yeah, I agree. I think Zero's one of those guys that, he always has a plan. Could this have been part of the plan? Probably. I mean, sadly, we're just going to have to wait and see what happens with this as events unfold. Back to the card, the next match of the evening then was the Panama Championship match. I really like this match. This was a good one. This one had some rust on it, some fire in it. Diablo Tleto versus the visiting Amazing Hazen from RWF, the Revolver on his world tour, winning the Panama Championship, dethroning the demon himself, the devil, the businessman, Diablo Tleto, not having the Panama Championship for the first time in years, since the Amazing Hazen beat him before. Take it away, Barry. Wow.
I mean, it's incredible. I mean, Diablo Tleto has been a strong champion just based off of his tenure with the title alone. He's had that belt
very strong
for quite some time since Squared Circle took over, producing Pride of the Mask and putting it onto their network. He's had that title. If you just started watching Pride of the Mask when Squared Circle took over, you only know him as the champion. In fact, you might even think he's invincible as the champion. I don't think a lot of people, even though we can look at Amazing Hazen and go, yes, he's been all over the world, yes, he's had titles all over the world, but I don't think anybody really thought that he was going to do it that night. And we know that he beat Diablo before, and this was their third meeting. They met at the bridge. They met at Destination Pride. And, but I don't think anybody really thought the Amazing Hazen was going to be able to do it again.
I didn't even expect Amazing Hazen to be there. That was a big shocker in general. And then it's like, well, Diablo Tleto really is the face of the Panama Championship. Well, he was. Who knows what's happening now? And then let's take a second to acknowledge the bold statement made by Amazing Hazen, turning the title back over to Pride of the Mask. Now, I have mixed feelings on this. Some could say cowardly. I don't particularly think that, but I'm seeing comments. Amazing Hazen just turned it over instead of trying to defend it. Giving the title back. Some people are saying he's brave because freeing the title from the clutches of Diablo Atletico, I'm somewhere on the fence. I just think it's pretty cool. We're just seeing something new. This is exciting. I'm excited to cover it. That's my big part. But Amazing Hazen taking the title and offering it back to Pride of the Mask, offering it back to Squared Circle Production, offering it back to the guys in the locker room, and kind of giving everyone a pep talk and a kick in the ass, it sounds like. Hey, everybody, this is your chance. Amazing Haze is a guy that's made a name for himself. Diablo Atletico is a guy that's made his name for himself. There's other guys out there. This is their chance. Go make a name for yourself. And it sounds like him suggesting that to Pride of the Mask, they're all on it because they made the announcement, he made the announcement that at Pride of the Mask's Night of the Mask event, we're going to have a Panama Championship event. And some sort of tournament for the Panama title. This, that sounds cool to me. That's something I want to see.
Yeah, absolutely. It's definitely something I want to see. It's kind of brought some intrigue into the Panama division that we haven't seen in a while because we're so used to the Diablo having it that now that the title is freed up, it's kind of created some buzz around the title. I mean, it really has, because now everybody's like, with all this news that's come out about it being won by Amazing and then released the same night, it's brought a lot of attention to the title. It got a lot of news.
Yeah, this is the good thing for it. This is the good thing for it. Having someone like Amazing Hazen, where there's eyes on him around the world, having him go there to Pride of the Mask, win the title, people see that. Now, it's up for grabs. That's going to bring people in to watch Pride of the Mask. That's going to bring people in to see what happens with that title. There's going to be a lot of eyes around the globe looking at that title now. And that is, to be the guy that wins that, holy smokes, that's exciting. Sadly, what is this for mode for Arturo's title shot? That kind of stinks.
Yeah, it does. If you can, there's good and bad that came from Amazing getting the title and then, dropping it the same night back to Pride of the Mask. Because it would have been, either way, it would have been good for the title because people would have loved to see Amazing Hazen have a long or lengthy stay in Pride of the Mask. But with the buzz of him dropping it, now we just get even more buzz for the next guy who's going to get it, because now it's just a mystery. Now we don't know. Now it's been relinquished and freed up, and Arturo, I'm sure, is a little frustrated because now he's caught in this mix of like, well, what happens now? What happens with my title shot? Obviously, he'll definitely be in at the Night of the Mask. He'll be at the Night of the Mask, whatever's going on there with getting the title. He'll probably be involved in using his title opportunity to get into that mix. But yeah, it's caused a little frustration, I'm sure, with Arturo.
I'd be frustrated myself. You work your way up, and and then you find out that you got another step. It's frustrating, but I don't really think we could have expected Amazing Hazen to stay in Pride of the Mask as the champ. He, as he said, he's an RWF guy. He is legally, contractually set in RWF, and that's, he does have a lucrative, contract where he can travel around and do things, but he's an RWF guy. I don't, would you have liked to see the Panama title go to RWF? That's a rough one. I think it'd been interesting.
It's one of those things that it makes you question why they booked Amazing Hazen into the match to begin with. They obviously did it for ratings, clearly. I think that they felt pretty strongly that I think they felt confident the Alma was going to win, even though he had lost to Amazing Hazen before, where Amazing Hazen got to Panama the first time and then lost it back. It's one of those things. It's kind of, at the end of the day, Amazing probably knew that himself. I think that he probably had this all planned out. I think he thought, if I win, I'm just going to give it back, and he did it for a little bit more notoriety.
Well, he is a guy that likes to give back to his fans and other people, the other guys in the locker room. And like he said, Amazing Hazen and Pride of the Mask, it's a home away from home. They know each other. He's worked there before. They were very good to him during his time away from RWF. And, Amazing Hazen's money. He puts asses in the seats. So, bringing him in, spicing up the event, he's on his world tour. It gives him something to do. It gives them something to show. I think it's mutually beneficial. I think more good came from this than bad. So,
and I think probably the Mask was okay with gambling on him winning the title, of course, and because of the notoriety of it all. Even if he would have went to RWF with the belt.
Yeah, I mean, we take a look at it. There's reasons why Dave still gets booked. Dave's money. It's a no-brainer. And that's a no-brainer. Pride of the Mask booking Amazing Hazen. It's a no-brainer. So, I mean, interesting things. But it was not it was not the end of the night. The end of the night, we don't want to overshadow the Latin American Championship match between Baku Hari Go and McMack. Main event.
This was quite a main event. I mean, this was an amazing main event. This was the first time we saw McMack versus Baku Hari Go ever in any type of match. It was very exciting going into it. Obviously it didn't work out for Baku Hari. This was his biggest match to date. The Golden Mask recipient he unfortunately in his biggest match of his career wasn't able to pull off the win against the thespian for all seasons, McMack. I mean, McMack's unrelenting, just unbelievable run with the Latin American champion continues to roll on. He looked unbelievably amazing. I mean, they both did, but McMack seemed to have the flow. He seemed to have control over the entire match. I mean, it was just... It's one of those things that's like, when is somebody going to be able to topple the thespian? It doesn't seem possible at this point.
Yeah, that's one thing. McMack knows how to put on a show. He knows how, the thespian for all seasons, the stage, the ring is his stage, and he knows how to put on a show. Getting to be able to do every bit of what makes him great in the ring, what makes him the Latin American champion, he did. Baku Hari Go, I'm going to go on a limb, has never looked better. He's got to work his way up, and I'm gonna reach back into the past here. McMack, several years ago, McMack Fiesta Latin American Championship feud. McMack did not beat him in their first round. Their first meeting, their first run-in. McMack had his number eventually. So maybe that's this. Baku Hari Go maybe was just trying to get McMack's number tonight. Tonight, this evening it didn't work. But McMack's the kind of guy that it's like, you get in the ring and he's overwhelming. Just you see him backstage and just his interviews are overwhelming. I'm exhausted sometimes just like keeping track of him. McMack, if you're listening, we want you on the show. But oh my gosh, the workout of just like being at his level. A lot of people are or at 10%, or they're dialed up to 10. McMack is a clear 17 at all times. It's crazy. He's just off the chain. Bakawari Go, calmer, and calculated. That samurai like heart that he has. He looked good. He's never looked better. It wasn't enough. And I hope he does good things in the future here. But McMack's champ for a reason.
Yeah, he certainly is. I mean, there's just you can't even. We all saw the WrestlingPlus.com insert plug for the sit and shoot with Fox Fedak. I mean, it's just one of those things where, Fox highlights McMack in his sit and shoot, saying how far ahead McMack is from the rest of the Pride of the Mask roster and how everybody needs to catch up. And tonight, well, he proved Fox right. I mean, it just goes to show you, no matter how good Bakahari was in that match, McMack had his number. And
absolutely,
it just shows why Fox Fedak, a well-respected wrestling journalist and reporter, announcer, does it all, been in the industry a long time, why he highlighted McMack and gave McMack such high praise in his WrestlingPlus.com sit and shoot, which check it out now. It's up on WrestlingPlus.com. Check that out, everybody, because
up on the channel.
Very telling. It's very telling. It's very telling, and it was really like, well, Fox is right, So any doubters, I think, really were second guessing themselves, thinking Fox could possibly be wrong. If there was anybody out there that thought he could be wrong.
Yeah, I mean, Fox is a very well-respected colleague of ours, and, a guy that's just seen, he's been doing this for so long. I take his advice to heart. Fox is probably right. He's sharp, and he's seen a lot of guys in the ring doing this for a long time. He was right. And, and I think part of that is what Amazing Hazen was alluding at. There's guys in this locker room that are champions, but they need to step up. Pride of the Mask has been, McMack has had a death grip on the Latin American Championship, and Diablo Toledo has had a death grip on the Panama Championship for a long time now. These guys need to step up. That's all it is. That's all I have to say.
Yeah, I mean, it is what it is. I mean, these two, the top of the company, and there's a reason for that. Who will have his number, I don't know. We caught word, and who will be the next challenger for the Latin American champion? Who will go into this year's Night of the Mask and compete in the main event for the Latin American Championship against McMack? Whoever is going in as the underdog. There's no doubt about that. I mean, nobody is going to anticipate McMack losing at the biggest event of the year, which is the next event from Pride of the Mask. And it's going to be very, very shocking. I mean, if anybody can step up with enough in him, enough Moxley or whatever in him, McMack.
Well, here's the thing, too. We have a guy like Doug Tomorrow that just secured his Latin American Championship title shot. But there we have a guy like Doug Tomorrow that has so much on his plate right now, and he does not look like he's physically okay. That match went so bad for both him and Zero. Doug Tomorrow may be out of action for a while. We don't know.
It could be, and that's the thing, and that's the thing. If it isn't Doug Tomorrow at Night of the Mask, taking his shot, I don't know. I don't know what this what this means for the future of the next competitor. I know McMack wants competition. Of course, he's a fighting champion. And he's going to want tomorrow at his best. I mean, I think he's probably going to be a little bit disappointed if tomorrow isn't at his best, if tomorrow is indeed the one that will be going into Night of the Mask for the title.
Exactly. Do you think Bakuhari Go deserves a second chance?
I think he would, and I would love to see a rematch, and I think everybody would, because the thing is, Bakuhari, even though he didn't win the match, it was a good match. It was an amazing match. It got heavy, high star reporting. I mean, it was definitely the main event. You can't, when you're trying to book a main event, this is what you want, and we got it. So I think that people would want to see that again. I would.
Exactly. Like I think it was great. Now let me ask you this question, Barry. Do you think McMack could go against Amazing Hazen? Because here's the thing: Amazing Hazen announced that as part of a part of giving back the title to Pride of the Mask, the only thing he asked for in return was to face McMack one day.
And wow, I mean, do you want to talk about probably the biggest main event in Pride of the Mask, Night of the Mask history would be if it would be Amazing Hazen challenges for the Latin American Championship against McMack. I mean, come on.
Exactly.
I mean, if you really want to print money, then there you go. I mean, there's your match, and I don't know if it will happen there. We don't know. But if it did,
exactly.
I mean, it would be an incredible match. I think that's a match everybody wants to see. There was a huge buzz about that. Amazing Hazen wanting a match with the current champ. I mean, yeah, it would be amazing.
I would just,
we have not seen those two in a match against each other. So wow.
Yeah, true. And that's what I don't know if seeing Amazing Hazen face McMack for the title would be what Amazing Hazen wanted. Because here's the thing: why would he come down and tell all these guys they need to step up and there's championships out there that they can achieve, and then have himself step in and try to take the top title? I don't know. Amazing Hazen's done some weird things. He's a man that gets around. He has not held the Latin American Championship. I could see him going for it. I could see McMack. But it's a. I don't know. I'm just speculating. I'm devil's advocate right now.
Right. I mean, it's a lot of fun thinking about who's going to be the next person to step up for the title. And, and if it would be Amazing Hazen, that would be great. But again, like we talked about, he is signed with RWF. He's not exclusive to RWF because he has an open contract with them. But, I don't know if they would want that, because what if I think they could gamble with the Panama because, let's face it, that is the mid-card title in the organization. But I don't know if they'd want him getting that title because, let's face it, I think that match could go either way. McMack and Amazing Hazen are both on the same caliber, the same level, both at the top of the industry, both competing at a high level. But I don't know if, Pride of the Mask would want their Latin American champion to be an RWF guy. I mean, it would just be kind of a rough go for Pride of the Mask if they lost. Their title walks out the door.
Yeah, that'd be putting all your eggs in one basket, and I don't think that'd make a good omelet. Like, it's not that wouldn't be smart. But here's the thing: even if there was no title involved, Amazing Hazen versus McMack is money. Money. The tickets sell themselves. They're stamping new dineros. They're printing new cash. This is money. And I want to see it, and I want to cover it with you.
And I know it will happen one day, and maybe it won't be for the title. We doesn't have to be a title match. So Amazing, McMack, do it even if it's not a title match, guys. I know you guys listen. I know Amazing listens. I know McMack listens. Do it. Do it even if
We
it's
want
not
you
for the
guys on
title,
the
boys.
show.
Yeah.
Well, and ultimately, too, these guys both doing well in Total Action Guaranteed World Cup tournament. We could get to see them meet there.
And we could. Yeah, I think the bracket. Yeah. Yeah, totally.
We could get to see them meet up in that. Oh my gosh, that'd be incredible. What do you think here? This is sorry, this happened a little bit after the event, but good old Bold Claims Amazing Hazen. What do you think about his claim of coming back to RWF, going all the way in the Total Action Guaranteed World Cup tournament? His bold claim of saying he's going to take the World Cup. If there's anyone that could do it, I think it's him. If anyone could do it, it could be him.
I think so. I mean, we all place our bets. I'm still rooting for Dax McAllister. I think he's going to do really well. If not win it, he's my bet. And I also think McMack too. But we can never bet against the Revolver Amazing Hazen. If he wants that tournament, if his eye is on that cup, then I don't think anybody can say that it's not a possibility. There's still a ton of good competitors in there, and with McMack in there too. We will wait and see. Is season 5 wraps up, who's going to get it?
I'll answer this question the way that I know the Amazing Hazen would. There's 5 rounds in the Total Action Guaranteed World Cup tournament, and he's got 6 shots in the chamber. That's all I'm going to say. I know he would say that.
Yeah, I think he would. I mean, hashtag 6 rounds. I mean,
Hashtag.
I think that he has a really good chance. I think McMack has a really good chance. Hopefully we do see him in the tournament, fight each other, but we will see.
Yeah. And I want to cross back over a topic that you mentioned there. You said you believe Dax McAllister is going to do well. Speaking of doing well, Dax McAllister did, I think, great, picking up a second skill there, hosting the event.
That's right.
He did well. He looked good. Sadly, being stuck in a wheelchair, but and that's one of the things. Some of these guys, they go out there and they put it all on the line, and they don't think of anything but their in-ring career. And then, one slip up, one thing goes wrong, you get banged up too much, you get surgery, and you suddenly can't do the job that you do. And you need a second career. You need something to fall back on. And I think Dax, he's not, as of right now, he's still doing good. He's just stuck in that wheelchair for a little bit until he's cleared. But he did great. He's a guy that, he knows how to talk. He can talk to people, and people like to talk to him. So I think he hosted really well.
Yeah, he did. I mean, it was, with the advent of Fox not being able to cover a lot of the spots this year because of, his health, having Dax step up while he was physically unable to compete. Of course, he's an RWF guy, but having him step up for Squared Circle and go down and do the announcing for them, he did a great job. I'm a big Dax McAllister fan. I thought him and McMack just were like, oh, what cream they made together. I mean, it was just great. I heard they had some cervezas after and celebrated the win together. That was really cool. The tweets they were sending out were hilarious. The photos were great. I mean, it was amazing. It was amazing to see those two on camera together, and I guess they're good friend. I guess they're good friends now amigos
Yeah.
together now. So I can't wait to see
Well,
those
you
two
split a
together.
bottle of tequila with somebody and your brothers for life.
Yeah, absolutely. So that was awesome. I thought that was just incredible seeing those two together. And again, that's we love wrestling for the whole thing. And we love it for the announcing. We love it for the breakdowns. We love it for the wrestling spots. We love it for the sit and shoots. We love it for the commentators. And yeah, they did a great job. I'm looking forward to seeing Fox again. I'm looking forward to seeing Sinclair again out there, when their health returns.
Absolutely. And that's the cool thing of what we get to do, getting to cover all this, and really, not just the action in the ring, no disrespect to the athletes, but the whole show, putting on the show. And I think Pride of the Mask and Squared Circle Productions put on one hell of a show. And first full event show of season 5. What a way to kick it off.
Hell yeah, it was. And you know what? You know what my final thought on this whole night was?
Go ahead.
RWF's Archie the Dirty Left Hook, brother. Listen, it wasn't the shit. The troll was wrong, I think, this time. Sorry, Archie.
Archie, let's get you on the show.
Yeah, I mean, hey, I love you, Archie, but it wasn't the shits, man. I'm sorry, brother. It is what it is.
Yeah, I don't know what show he was watching, but it's interesting to see that it's different takes. We case in point, a guy like there was other guys from Pride of the Mask didn't make it onto the card. And that's. Guys, step up. There's other people out there. It wasn't a shit show. As the troll likes to say. So, I don't think it could have been better.
No, I don't think that was an amazing card. It was a real smart card. They did a great job. But any final thoughts for you?
Yeah, my final thoughts are, season 5, Total Action Guaranteed World Cup Tournament, going strong. Pride of the Mask, Dentro del Sol. What a great way to kick it off. Up next, RWF. They have got their work cut out for them. Like this is, Urban Jump's 2020 vision. It's your turn now. This is you have big shoes to fill. Dentro del Sol set the standard for season 5 right now, and that's not sarcastic. I think it's going to be good. Urban Jump, current RWF European champion, the 7th. I think this could be his lucky thing. Who knows? 2020 vision. I'm excited. Can't wait to see it. Those are my final thoughts.
I can't wait to see it either. Congratulations to the entire card of Dentro del Sol. Again, well, we missed the first sponsor. I'm sorry, but hey, we'd like to thank Key Energy Drink. They are a blast. Unlock the energy, crack the tab, and go to town. Try their new flavors. They got new coffee ones coming out. We got the mocha. Unlock the mocha. Unlock the vanilla. Unlock the dark chocolatey notes of pure black coffee. Key Energy Drink. Thank you, guys. I hope you enjoyed your case they sent to you. But
so
that's
good.
all we got for you. So good. Thanks, Key Energy. This has been
Thank you.
Barry and John Wrestling Spot. We'll see you again.
Take care, everybody.